on the plus side, we've got a new Predator movie coming, and it's going to be fantastic.
Thank God.
Oh, finally a female
Predator,
Predator.
just like
That's what we needed.
This is the thing.
Terminator
Well,
and
did they not
Alien.
do this? Did
The
they not do this
series of
15 years ago, giving us like a female lead in a Predator movie with
No,
Alien?
there's a female Predator too.
It's once again just trying to be like, let's see if this one works, and once this one fails, we'll go back to doing what's even next. Is it Alien? Alien will be next. I guess Jurassic World is next, actually next, then Predator, then it'll be Alien, then we go back to Terminator again. Presumably they'll make another Terminator film eventually and try again.
Oh God, I hope not.
It's just like it's like a carousel with all our franchises on it, and just like spinning it around.
Those four in particular, for some reason, I feel like they're all the only thing that separates the Jurassic stuff from the other three is how successful those movies are. They make a shit ton of money, but they're all just as shit, and they're all like just as insulting to their originals.
They're all constrained by the same problem, in that all you can really do is just keep replicating the same story over and over again. With Jurassic Park, what can you do? Like, we've got dinosaurs, they're cool. Oh no, they've escaped. Who could have predicted this?
That's it. That's all they got. I'm afraid Jurassic Park was one and done. If you watch that story, it's complete. It has a point to make. It makes it. It's done. But people like dinosaurs. We have to do more. What do we do? They escape.
That's why we ended up with all those Rambo movies.
Terminator is essentially the same thing.
Alien E2 was just a bigger, better, slicker version of the first movie. I mean, it was fantastic, but it was the same basic story.
That's the funny thing about both Alien and Terminator as franchises. You kind of have one and done films, but then James Cameron comes in and makes a bag of sequel for both of them, and you're like, well, all right, fine, we'll take another. And I don't mean to shit on Predator 2 by not mentioning it but I don't think Predator 2 is as good as T2 or Aliens,
No, it doesn't.
It's not, but it's still the best of the Predator sequels.
Absolutely, it's the best one we got, but they just keep on going.
This is and
this is the
dumbest. I thought we'd hit rock bottom with the Predator, but apparently not.
Oh, there's more.
You're telling me the last Predator movie didn't move you guys?
I mean, the bit where where the guy fires a bolt gun into like the Predator dog's head and makes it a retarded, loyal Predator dog that just wants to help humans. That was probably the highlight for me.
Oh my God, I didn't see that.
Or when the villain fires a plasma caster into his own head and kind of vaporizes himself like that.
That's one of the best things that's ever happened in a film. It's so funny. And it's so unintentionally funny because they were just like, there he goes, the villain is out of the film, and you're like, oh,
how do we stop the villain? He kills himself.
Oh,
the thing I'll never understand about that film is like the first Predator movie kind of established that the Predator's main strength is its ability to go invisible. Makes sense, it's camouflaged. But you can still shoot it and you can damage it. Like if you fire a machine gun at it, you can hit it and wound it, like what Mac does during the first sort of battle with it. So it's not invincible. But then when you get to that movie, suddenly it's just like fighting a boss in Dark Souls or something. You've just got to wear down its energy bar because they're standing there shooting at it, firing grenades at it and stuff, and just nothing's happening. I don't get it. Are they bulletproof now or what?
They were like, yeah, they gave it bulletproof skin and didn't have it doing its camo. And it's just like, why do you think that's more interesting? But it's a Terminator now. Nice. Do you have any idea what franchise this is?
No.
Autism Hunters. That's where they lost me. Okay.
Yep. That's but they actually did one worse. So much worse. It's on Hulu now. It's not even going in theaters.
Yeah, that's
there's no way this new Predator could be worse than the last one.
I was gonna say that's gonna be tough to beat.
Like you'd have to deliberately be bad.
Autism Hunters, Gary. Come on.
How is the Stone Age culture going to beat a Predator?
Well, it's not Stone Age.
No, I'll give. Yeah, it's like what, they've got metal, Iron Age.
They're not okay. Wait. It's in the Iron Age, but they are Stone Age culture. They don't have iron. They aren't making any iron or anything. They're still hunting with wood and stone.
Yeah. So there's ways to do this, I suppose. In the
we sort of this before. Like we feel like a predator probably shouldn't take the plasma caster if it's going to fight a civilization that best has a bow and arrow. Like when you're fighting Arnie and his men with all those guns, I feel like the plasma caster's fair.
So,
when it fights Billy.
Like what time in America is this, by the way? Do we know if it's
That's
in
the question.
1800s or before?
It's gonna, you just know it's gonna be the 1800s, don't you?
1700s. Because the Native Americans are still running around free around the 1700s and 1600s.
Do you think that's going to be the payoff at the end as a predator? Like
they could kill some white settlers?
Comes to see all of this and turns around. It's like, you guys ever see Apocalypto?
No.
Yes.
So the ending of that, where it's like, oh shit, here comes the white man.
I tell you, Mauler, I tell you what's going to happen, right? It's going to be battling these Native Americans throughout the movie, right? And then a bunch of cavalrymen are going to show up, or like white invaders, and the predator's going to wait. It's going to stop, and it's going to go, wait, these are the real enemy.
These are the real.
And it's going to join forces with the strong female protagonist, and they are going to defeat the white invaders.
Oh, you might be. That's what I was asking.
I'm telling you, man. I'm just calling it.
It also depends. Then they would have guns at that point. They would have guns, but until the white man showed up, they were shooting little stone arrows at each other, and spears, for thousands of years. So,
the Predator's technology.
Unless the predator gets left behind without a ship or anything, and he's just kind of walking around going.
Well, there's a fan movie I watched called Predator: Dark Ages, right, where it's set in like the Middle Ages, and it's like Crusaders fighting the Predator, and it kind of tailors its weapons based on who it's up against. Like one guy, basically a knight in full armor, challenges it to a battle, and it just goes at it hand to hand because it wouldn't be fair otherwise. So there's potentially that.
Still using the shoulder cannon.
Yeah, the trailer suggests that. Yeah, it's just going to be blasting people apart. So I don't really know.
This is one of the 10,000 things on the list of what makes Predator cool that they never seem to understand. The fact that this is a movie monster that wants to fight for sport is one of the coolest fucking ideas ever. And for some reason, they just don't seem to give a shit.
That's also what bothers me. It has a shoulder cannon. Wouldn't their technology be a little less advanced back then? Just slightly?
Maybe.
You telling me they haven't made any strides since the 1700s?
Remember, the synopsis for this one is a young, you don't say squaw, but I'm just going to say squaw to piss people off.
You can say squaw around me. I don't care.
A young squaw is battling against gender norms in her tribe. And
what?
The true enemy, Gary, the true enemy.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am dead serious.
I just can't stand this shit no more.
Fighting gender norms and the predator. So,
Christ almighty.
The predator.
Well, because that's the thing, man. If we got commissioned to actually create a predator storyline and it regards him going after a bunch of cavemen, I'd be like, all right, this could be fun. We can find a way. We'll have to make it a really big tribe. We'll have to make the predator interested in taking out all of them, but the predator doesn't want to use basically any tools outside of maybe a club. Like, we can make this fun too. You can maybe make it a bit tongue-in-cheek, bit aware, but also, let's try and keep the spirit aware as well. Maybe even try to fuck with the genre as the movie progresses, like the first movie does. Just all the. It's like, it's time to create, everybody. Get your brains spilling out on this page. We've got to figure out what we can do about it instead of just going, okay, so
it's a Native American woman taking on gender norms because she wants to die hunting in the fucking winter because she's not allowed to start a fire while going after caribou or some shit.
Yep. And she wants to be chief.
Really?
Okay. Okay.
So it's gonna.
She doesn't want to be the shirt wearer. She goes right to chief.
So it's gonna culminate in like she defeats the predator, right? Or they fought.
Probably
they come to an honorable truce or something like that, and she returns victorious to her tribe, and the chieftain is like, "You are better qualified to lead. I step aside."
You guys said it was a girl predator as well, right?
Now women can die hunting.
Yeah. Is this true? I don't know if it's a girl.
If it's a girl predater, I would actually expect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a girl predator.
Yeah.
I want to see those giant predator boobs.
I'm assuming they will. How does anyone know it's a girl predator if
some of the
like a predator?
Trailer crap shows a female predator?
So many ways I can think of right now, but I won't say.
It has a little pink bow in its dreadlocks. I assume they would team up by the end of the movie if it's a girl predator. That would be my guess as well.
It's on Hulu, so all bets are off. Like this.
Yeah, wait. Here we go. Like other male predators show up to try and boss the female predator around, like they bully her, and then she
kills him in the beginning.
She kills him.
No, and she's like, "Wait, you and I are the same. We're both getting oppressed by our culture."
That's probably going to be we have a very deep theme in this film about acceptance and othering and stuff like that, or whatever. I don't know.
I mean,
we're taking the piss here, but I swear this is going to happen.
Are you guys going to watch this thing when it comes out?
What is
othering? I think I have to.
Yes.
So is it releasing? It's not. You said it's not in theaters at all.
Not in theaters at all. Here, it's on Hulu.
In that case, we should make a date for this, and we'll watch it together on EFAT Movies. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we need to do this. It's going to break our brains. I know it.
We'll get Az in as well because he likes Predator.
Yep.
We got to grab people who like the originals so that
this just it makes me so sad because I was just on a stream the other night where we were talking about the original, and it's like, going through it kind of play by play. I just kept thinking, God damn, this was such a well put together movie. It was so well paced, it was so well written, it was so entertaining, the cast was great, the action scenes were great. I loved it. It was so fun.
It's one of the best movies we got.
It's very masculine.
It's Hulu for us and here in the US, and it's Star Plus in Latin America, whatever that is. I think that's
it's Pirate Bay in the UK.
And it's Star Original on D Plus in Europe on August 5th.
Okay.
Save the day.
Set your watches, gentlemen.
Oh yeah, set your excitement.
I can't wait to be depressed.
Come on, mocking this stuff is fun. It brings me joy. It really does. If it's going to be that stupid, why not just laugh at it?
Do you think at this point, is there any way that they could save this franchise?
Yes.
Could they do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You hire people that aren't retarded. It's so simple.
But after so many fuck ups, like, is there really a point where they could release a good movie and people would still get behind it?
Yes.
So when you say will people still get behind it, like we just had Doc Strange is crossing 1 billion soon enough. The people will support it if you hit enough of the normal things. But if you're talking about people like us, it's like, will we ever become like people to say the Predator series is doing great? It's like you need several bangers in a row. Like you got to earn that respect back. You got to earn that faith back.
Yes, you would have to have a plan, like a legit plan of like, you've got this alien who hunts for sport, and then like, where do you take it from there? Because you like, okay, you can get like Henry Cavill, the guy from Reacher, Tom Hardy, and some other muscle-bound dudes against the Predator. Probably do pretty well. It's a pretty fucking simple formula. But then after that, what do you do? It's going to be a point where like maybe you take the fight to them or something. I don't know. You can't just like they keep taking the fight to them. Fuck this. We're tired of it. We're tired of these asshole predators coming to our planet and hunting.
You gotta like go look into all the third party shit relating to this IP. Go look at what the fans love. Go look at all the comics and like the games, all the extra shit. Go look at all of it. See what you can dig up as to what the favorite stories are that aren't turning them into autism hunters, for fuck's sake.
Well, see, if I had my dream kind of combination of elements, it would be something like the Colonial Marines from Aliens versus the Predator, like go into their home world or something, directed by James Cameron from the 1980s. Like, yes. I think that version would have crushed it.
Take all my money. The Prey is actually, I mean, Dark Horse did a comic version. They've done a comic version of everything versus Predator, by the way. Superman, like freaking everybody versus Predator. So they've done something where Native Americans took on predators before. So it was done in the comic books. Probably
where this idea comes from, honestly.
Yeah. But you're not wrong, Mahler. Just go to the Dark Horse comics. There's some really good ones.
You know what? If we found out the new guy writing, directing this thing is a huge fan of all the extra content, and he even comes out and says, you know what? The Predator? Not a fan. We'd be like, and then it's like, I'm working really hard with we want to bring Predator back to its glorious days, and then they bring out a really good film. Or that would do wonders for us lot, I think. We'd be like, oh shit, all right, this guy, okay. All girl.
Predator versus Jurassic Park, like the two greatest hunters of their eras versus each other. There you go.
What do you mean? Like he?
Well, so like raptors versus predators. Or no, what's that thing? The stupid dinosaur that goes invisible. The Indominus Rex.
Indominus Rex.
See, that's like the predator, you see, because it can go invisible and disappear from thermals. We know it can make itself go cold. So there you go. It could outsmart the predator. I think it can. I think it can work. There you go.
We've got a hit here.
Yeah.
An intern is furiously scribbling this down.
Yep.
Alien versus Predator. That would be a great idea, right? Let's get Paul W.S. Anderson to make that movie.
He's a guy that you can trust to make a good film.
What's funny is AVP is probably better than The Predator and AVP 2. So that's where we're at.
You're putting me in a position where I almost have to like praise it, but I don't want to do that.
Nobody wants to do that drinking.
I think it made me so sad when I compared it to things like Aliens or the first Predator, and I was like, no, this is just so far below.
How they've dropped the ball on Alien versus Predator, I'll still never know.
That's such an easy one to make people enjoy, and yet, yeah. Why did you give it to him? Of all the people, like,
it's like, yeah, this guy who just did Resident Evil, yeah, he's the one we need.
God.